live stream with horror news and channel updates. Channels updates, should I say. We're talking both the channels. Audio's quiet, let me fix that. Is this any better? Let's hope that is a little better, and let me lower the music volume in relation. Music is so goddamn loud. Sorry, Froggy Fresh. There you go. Is this better? There we go. Shout out to that one crappy guy for being the first person in the chat this morning. And I got my mug of the day. Let's fire it up. It's anger. I'm not angry, but I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. Sorry that I missed last week. I was out of town on a little trip. I can't say anything about it. And I probably can't say anything about it for months, which sucks. But it was a cool thing. I'm not in a movie. It wasn't an acting thing, unfortunately. That'd be awesome. Wish it could be that, but it's not. But it was for a movie that'll be coming out some further time in the future. And when it does, I'll be able to talk more about it. So, Long Legs was fucking awesome. Absolutely. We'll talk a little bit about that when I get to some other Oz Perkins news. But yeah, just happy to be back for this live stream on Dead Meat Presents, which the music is still louder than me. Are you serious? Oh yeah, wow, look at that. Those levels. Didn't realize it had to be brought down that much. I'm sorry. That should be good. It's blasting. Wow, okay. Yeah. There we go. There we go, baby. There we go. Great. Yes. No, I'm very happy to be back doing one of these, and I'm ready to get into it. Unfortunately, the first news we're going to start with is, of course, R.I.P. Roger Corman. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. And boy, is it. I'm 98 years old. Nothing to complain about there. That is a hell of a life, hell of a run. Guy was working up until he went. He was just at Joe Bob's Jamboree. Was it this year? Earlier this year? Was it last year? In any case, Chelsea and I were supposed to be there at the Jamboree, but I got food poisoning the day we were supposed to leave, and then instead of just flying out later to do it, we were just really exhausted. It was it was just bad timing on our part, and we were like, all right, we'll catch the next one. And I will forever kick myself for doing that, because could have met Roger Corman, and I should have considered that. I knew he was there. I knew he was old. But even after that event, I started talking about, like, hey, what if we got, like, Roger Corman and Charles Band and Lloyd Kaufman together and just had, like, a conversation. And I started to talk to people about it, but that never really panned out either. Now he's gone. Roger Corman, if you didn't know, that's the saddest thing to me, is the disconnect between the general public and people in the film industry when it comes to Roger Corman, because I just didn't see a lot of news coming from fans and viewers about Roger Corman. A lot of people didn't know who he was, but if you look at the feeds, Twitter timelines, anything of any filmmaker, it was all about Roger Corman. Literally the industry would not be what it is without him. The guy, we just talked about him in the Terminator kill count. He started James Cameron and Galen Hurd's careers, started Joe Dante's career, Scorsese, Nicholson, De Niro. Like, the guy would make, and we have covered one of his movies. He made A Bucket of Blood, starring Dick Miller. So that was on the kill count. And he produced Chopping Mall, a classic. I would love to cover something that he's done. I don't know if I'll be able to fit it into a schedule, but maybe something like Piranha, just something he produced. He was mostly a producer, or like a executive producer through his company New World Pictures. But yeah, this guy would just make, cheap movies, but boy did he make them. And a lot of them were like exploitation films, but like Yeah, no shit. Tarantino was a fan. Jonathan Demme, who directed Silence of the Lambs. Just everyone comes from the school of Corman, and baby Detroit's own, man. Oh man. Well, R.I.P. Roger Corman. Thank you for everything you've done for film, for horror, for everything. All right. The Talk to Me directors, Danny and Michael Philippou, are working on their new horror movie, Bring Her Back. And it will be, yes, he made the original Little Shop of Horrors, by the way, which is basically the same movie as A Bucket of Blood. But yes, he originated Little Shop of Horrors. That is thanks to Roger Corman that exists. Yes, Bring Her Back will be starring Sally Hawkins, who was in, where'd it go? Shape of Water. She starred in that. She was Willy Wonka's mom in Wonka. I didn't see that, but love Shape of Water. Big fan of it. And she was Oscar nominated for that. So she'll be starring in the Philippou brothers, who did Talk to Me, of course, and in this movie, Bring Her Back. Anything else about the movie? Plot details are being kept under wraps on the secretive project. So not too much more about that. Just all we know is that she will be starring in it. Zach Kreger, who made Barbarian, is making another film, horror thriller called Weapons. And this, just some casting news. Alden Ehrenreich, who I'm not familiar with, has joined the cast, which already includes Julia Garner, who is doing okay, that's what she's in. Because I know Julia Garner is going to be in the upcoming Wolfman and in the Apartment 7A prequel to Rosemary's Baby. And I was like, I thought there was another horror thing that she was going to be in. And it's this. It's Weapons from Zach Kreger. So, yep. Get that. He was in Solo. He's young Solo. He did a really good job, actually. I thought he was really great in Solo. I thought that he made the role his own. Like, everyone liked Donald Glover's Lando, and I thought it was pretty good, but he was definitely doing a Billy D. Williams, whereas Alden kind of made the character his own, which I think was the right choice. I didn't see Cocaine Bear, but cool. Okay. Yeah, good for him, because I know that Solo didn't do too well, probably because of Last Jedi or because of its release date, and I don't think it was really his fault. Oh, he's an Oppenheimer too? Well, everyone's an Oppenheimer. Tiny Oppenheimer appearance. I mean, you could just throw a fucking dart at a casting board, and you'll find, oh yeah, they were an Oppenheimer. Pope's Exorcist 2, baby! It's happening! We did a Patreon commentary track on Pope's Exorcist recently, so if you want to watch that movie while having me and Chelsea in your ears talking about Russell Crowe riding around on a little Vespa, you can do that. You can do that on our Patreon, baby. We had a great time. We compared it to The Mummy. It's kind of The Mummy-esque adventure film. Lots of effects. Lots of just ridiculous stuff going on. If you're like me and are skeptical towards exorcism films because they kind of feel the same way after a while and you're seeing all the same shit, Pope's Exorcist has got you covered, man. It's much more fun than you might expect an Exorcist movie to be. So I'm excited that we're going to get another one. This is, of course, separate from The Exorcism, which comes out on June 7th, which also stars Russell Crowe and is produced by Kevin Williamson. That's the one where he is playing an actor in a movie about an exorcism. Is that right? I don't know. He's just having a good time. Will the Vespa return is the biggest question, David 8, and I hope it does. Also, here's a little sneak peek, a little tiny spoiler. We got Horror Survivor this week on Wednesday. No Vespas allowed on the island, but you might see a familiar character here in one of the tribes. The Pope's Vespa. Mike Flanigan, our friend, our lovely, wonderful friend, is in talks to direct the next Exorcist movie for Blumhouse and Universal. This was, of course, kind of a messy arrangement. They bought the rights to The Exorcist and planned a trilogy directed by David Gordon Green. but when The Exorcist Believer came out, didn't do as well as they had hoped. And so that came out in October, and in January it was announced that David Gordon Green would no longer be doing the other films. So looks like Flanigan is in talks to take over the trilogy, which may not still be a trilogy. Might not still be another 2 films. He might just be making another Exorcist movie. And yes, that's a great question, Aurora. Does this man ever rest? As far as I know, no. No. I've talked to Mike a lot. I've hung out with him a few times. He seems real chill, and he doesn't seem like he's not like always on his phone. He's not super stressed. Seems like just the most regular ass, nice, down to earth dude. But boy, does he just not stop working, man. I don't know what does it. And we interviewed him on Scream Dreams, the other podcast that I'm a part of. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't. New episodes every Wednesday. And our Mike Flanigan episode is an excellent one. And I asked him because, not to get too personal about him, but he is sober, and he'll talk about this all the time. He's been sober for a number of years. And I had to ask him, dude, a lot of people get stressed by how much work they do, and one of the things they turn to kind of cope with it is alcohol. But how do you're doing all this stuff and you're doing it sober? And he's like, it's kind of my alternative. Instead of drinking, I just filter all my, and yes, he and Kate, his wife, are both sober, and he just filters all that energy through work instead. Yeah, his new vice is literal workaholic. So I totally understand that aspect. I get that. Actually, I try not to talk about it, but because it's not a big deal. But because of him and some other friends who I noticed are sober, always still at parties having good times, I haven't had a drop of alcohol this entire year, and that's lasted through my birthday, which was last week. It lasted through our anniversary, which we spent in Vegas, Ren fairs, wrestling pay-per-views. Just haven't had. I figure I'll drink when I have a good reason to. If pregame ever gets fucking picked up, then I'll have a celebratory drink. But just giving it a shot. Haven't done that in 15 years. So just seeing, well, I wouldn't say alcohol is lame. No, it's a tool like anything. You can use it for, literally since the Michigan game, but that wasn't why. That was one of the worst hangovers of my life. But that wasn't why. I had been thinking about doing it beforehand, so I had already made that decision. And then that did kind of be you don't need to experience this again for a while. Speaking of Flanigan, he just was announced as a executive producer for Chris Duckman's movie, Shelby Oaks. And I remember Mike talking about this a while ago, actually, that he was had been kind of guiding Chris and talking to him about the project. So it's nice to see him attached in a official capacity. And the fact that he's putting his name on this lets you know, he believes in this project, which is really cool. So I can't wait to see this. I hope it does really well. I don't know Chris Duckman too well. I've never met him. I've never really talked to him. And I don't watch his videos just because I don't watch YouTube, especially other movie reviewers. Horror review, I definitely don't watch any of those just because, I'm already doing it for work, and I don't want to, end up repeating or stealing anything subconsciously from the people who do it. But my understanding is he's an honest, upstanding reviewer, and he's really dedicated to making this movie, and I hope it does well, so that YouTubers making movies is continuing, like the Philippou brothers, to be seen as something that's feasible, because that's cool. So I'm really rooting for Shelby Oaks. No release date on it, but like I said, Flanigan has attached his name to it as an executive producer, so I feel like that's a good sign, There's a Mickey versus Winnie horror movie, and this has nothing to do with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, or the other Steamboat Willie movies, Screamboat. It has nothing to do with any of those. This is its own thing. Mickey versus Winnie, where it's Winnie the Pooh facing off against the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse in a bloody battle where only one can survive. Yes, the filmmakers are Where's the quote? They're thrilled to unveil this unique take to horror fans. Maybe it'll be really good. I don't know. They're making a movie. How many of you have made a movie? Not me. So, they're making one. Maybe it'll be good. Megan 2.0. Finally got a little bit of news on it. On the casting side, Ivana Sakno. I don't know if that's how you say her name. And I don't watch Ahsoka, so I'm not familiar with her. As Shinhati. All these names I'm saying wrong. No, I'm pretty sure I got Ahsoka right. But she is cast in a major part in Megan 2.0, which will also feature Allison Williams and Violet McGraw returning. So there you go. Mithrigan 2. That will be coming out. I know they pushed it to, I think, May. So I think in a year, it'll be May 2025. It was originally supposed to be January 2025, and now it is May. She was universally loved in Ahsoka, someone said. A lot of love in the chat for her. Oh, and also, apologies. My chat widget still isn't working, so anyone watching this on a replay later, you're not seeing the chat. My bad. I'll try to fix that at some point. But I'm super pumped for Megan 2.0, and I might as well let you know that Megan will be one of the June kill counts. One of the Girls and Gays episodes. We got Megan coming your way, so look forward in June to a Megan kill count, because I fucking love that movie. I don't think it's a secret how much I fucking love that movie. And now you're going to get to see it in kill count form, baby. That one rules. Too bad that life-size Megan's not going to get here in time. That's my problem. I ordered it. It won't be here, unfortunately. All right. Terrifier 3 release date has been brought forward. Originally it was going to be, I think, October 25th, closer to Halloween itself. Now it'll be October 11th. I think that's a good move. I think the whole month of October, people are looking for horror movies to watch. So you release it on the 25th, and then it only has a week in theaters, and then Halloween ends, and the normies go back to not wanting to watch horror movies. It's November. They're in the Christmas spirit already. Or Thanksgiving, they're past the horror movies because Halloween's over. So might as well get a few solid weeks in there in theaters coming out October 11th. And that's right, even though it is a Christmas movie, it takes place at Christmas time, it will be coming out in October, which I think is the right move. I think it's the right move. Yes, October is stacked. Yeah. Of course, David Howard Thornton will be returning as Art, Lauren Lavera as Sienna, and Samantha Scafidi, Elliot Fulham, Chris Jericho are all returning. And then Daniel Roebuck is going to be Santa Claus. Daniel Roebuck, great character actor in a lot of the Rob Zombie movies. I know him from Lost, is always what I think of him as. Arst from Lost. You might recognize him as this guy. He's great. He's great at what he does. Oh yeah, there's the Lost. Great, awesome. Yeah, he's very good at what he does. So I can see him being a great Santa. Kristen Stewart and Oscar Isaac are going to be in a film together called Flesh of the Gods, and it's from Mandy's director, Panos Cosmatos. If you have seen Mandy or his other film, was it Black Rainbow something? Rainbow of the Black Sky, something like that. You'll know he makes weird fucking movies. Very surreal, very, just fucking weird, dude. And I love them. They're great. So I'm excited to see Kristen Stewart, who is no stranger to weird movies, and Oscar Isaac teaming up. Beyond the Black Rainbow. That's right, Beyond the Black Rainbow. Which is even weirder than Mandy. It's even less linear, less narrative. I don't know. It's very dreamlike. But I'm excited to see that. I don't know if Flesh of the Gods launching in Cannes. Okay. Set in glittering 80s LA, where a married couple each evening descend from their luxury skyscraper condo and head into the city's electric nighttime realm. That sounds like a Panos Cosmatos description of something. Oh, and they cross paths with a mysterious and enigmatic figure known as Nameless and her hard partying cabal. Huh? This description, this part of it is giving me like Infinity Pool vibes, but I'm sure it'll be very much its own thing. Excited about that. Any release date news? Not sure. Okay. Keeper is already the next film from Oz Perkins, who directed Longlegs. So I don't think I've done one of these since seeing Longlegs. Chelsea and I got to see Longlegs. We got to see it basically before, I think, anyone else. Neon, the film's distributor, contacted us and asked if we wanted to see a movie at a theater of our choice. So we picked the one that we always go to. And we got there, and the Neon rep was there. And so was Oz Perkins. We got to meet Oz Perkins. He was just chilling. He stood up, very tall gentleman. Shook our hands, and apparently they just flew him out there. He said he had other stuff in town to do, but he came to that theater that we picked, like, in the fucking valley, and just to meet us. Like, he shook our hands, he talked to us for a little bit, and then was like, all right, enjoy the movie. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're probably not going to watch it with us, right? And he was like, no, I've seen it a bunch of times. Have fun. So we got to meet Oz, which was really cool, but like we said in our social media post, it wasn't a paid thing. And they basically were like, hey, if you like this, we want you to talk about it. That's what they said. They didn't say anything else. But it was like, if you like this, go ahead and talk about it. I think if we didn't like it, we could have just been like, well, thank you for letting us see it. We'll let everyone do their thing. But this movie, unfortunately, doesn't come out for 2 more months, which sucks because I want to just fucking talk to people about it. I know now a few more people have seen it. I think they had a screening for some other critics, Matt Donato, Perry Nemiroff, whose opinions I always respect. But apparently we were the first people to see the finished product aside from anyone who worked on it. There was like a test screening with some unfinished effects, but as far as like the finished work, it was just me and Chelsea in the theater by ourselves watching it. It fucking ruled. I don't know how much I can say about it, except like it's weird, it's gorgeous, it has Silence of the Lambs DNA in it, both as far as like when it takes place and its kind of subject matter. It's like Silence of the Lambs and Zodiac had a baby with Blackcoat's Daughter, which was Oz Perkins' one of his earlier films. And Blackcoat's Daughter, we watched back in like 2020, I think, and we thought it was fine. It didn't really grab us, but we were like, I mean, it was a well-made movie. It just wasn't one of our favorite things. But Longlegs, Chelsea and I both feel is probably our favorite horror movie we've seen so far this year. It's what we've been waiting for as far as just something that feels totally fresh, totally interesting, and just like I said, it's fucking weird. Nick Cage is in it. Micah Monroe is in it. Micah Monroe from It Follows, who is just fantastic, and The Watcher, where she was amazing. She deserves more acclaim, and I hope this movie gets it for her. Alicia Witt, I'm not sure how you say it, from Urban Legend, she's in it and is, I mean, the whole cast is fucking great. But yeah, the acting's amazing. The cinematography is just, at one point I just like leaned over and was like, how does this look so good? Just lots of really nice, beautiful shots. And it's a period piece, takes place in the 90s and really captures that feeling. It feels like you're in the 90s, which is great. I just really love it. Please see it when it comes out. It's an indie film, and Oz Perkins just really knocks it out of the fucking park. It's great. And he's already working on another movie, Keeper, which again will be distributed by Neon. Neon's killing it, man, because they also have Cuckoo coming up, and I'm really excited about Cuckoo. I haven't been able to see it yet, but I want to see that. And then they had Immaculate earlier this year, so they're doing great. And apparently they're also going to do his next film, Keeper, which will star Tatiana Maslany, who I think was amazing in Orphan Black. And then Rossif Sutherland, I don't remember who he was in Possessor, but Possessor also fucking rules. So check that out if you like really gory stuff. And yeah, I'm excited. If Keeper's anything like Longlegs, it's really good. Oh, wait, Sutherland was an orphan first kill. Oh, was he the fucking dad? Is he the sad dad? Oh, he's the sad dad. Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. Great. Man, Crystal Lake, that Friday the 13th TV series that A24 is doing. This poor thing. I feel like a lot of us would just like a movie. Right? Just give us another Jason movie. That's all we want. We haven't had one in how long? When was the remake from? 2012? I think we just want another Jason movie. You don't have to spruce it up. You don't have to make a nice, elevated... That was 2009? Jesus fucking Christ, man. It's been so long. It's been so long. And Jason's just been underwater, looking up through the surface as Michael gets his movies and Ghostface comes back and Chucky has his TV show and he's just like... this chain around his neck and he just wants to come back and kill people. And we can't let him have that? Come on. We don't need it to be a spruced up, elevated horror TV series. He's gonna get all moldy down there, man. 15 years. This series was supposed to be done by Brian Fuller, who did Hannibal, which everyone seems to love. I didn't get a chance to see it. Brian Fuller, we interviewed on Scream Dreams very recently, so check that out if you haven't. He was a great person to talk to. So I guess between talking to him on Scream Dreams and now, he's left the project. Sounds like just creative differences between A24 and Brian Fuller. I mean, you know, it sounds like he wanted something that elevates and transforms. I'm sure it would have been good. But just give us a fucking movie, right? I don't know, man. Just give us a movie. Alright. Here, this is what some people wanted, right? It was in the thumbnail. The video game Poppy Playtime. I've seen this little fucker before. I don't know what this is. Is this Huggy Wuggy? I'm a grown-ass 35-year-old man talking about... I keep thinking this says Poopy Playtime, which you don't want. You don't want that in any form. Poopy Playtime's getting a movie by Legendary, I guess. There's some game that has killer toys. I mean, obviously this is in the wake of Five Nights at Freddy's. And I guess Mario. Just video games are going to be the next thing that everyone's trying to make profitable movies off of, since superheroes seem to be on the decline. So, Poopy Playtime is next. Is this game... the game mentioned puzzles? Solve puzzles? And use gadgets? That sounds fun. Is it any good? Is it like a kid's game? I mean, I bet it's gonna be super fucking popular when it comes out, man. It's a baby horror game? Nikki Graycheck sent a poop emoji and a slide for Poopy Playtime. Okay. Cool. I'm sure it'll probably make money, right? The thumbnail for this originally had Travis Kelce in it, and I was like, Ben, please don't. Please give me something that's not him or just in that realm. I don't need more of it in my life, but here it is. Travis Kelce is going to be in a Ryan Murphy series, Grotesquery. I thought this was interesting. It mentioned that Travis Kelce, if you didn't know, is Mr. Taylor Swift and a football player. I didn't know who he was before the whole Taylor Swift thing. My sports-minded housemate Gressel knew who he was. He also has a very popular podcast with his brother. I guess the Kelceys are a thing. But I feel like still, I would say most people at this point probably started learning who he was after he started dating Taylor Swift, right? From what I see, he seems like a nice guy. So, you know, whatever. That's fine. I get overwhelmed by the Taylor Swift news. I don't want it. But I did think this was interesting that Ryan Murphy is known for helping talent cross over to acting. And is this true? He gave Lady Gaga her first major role? I knew that she was in American Horror Story Hotel, and that was before A Star is Born, but why did I feel like she had acted before that? I don't know. Anyway, Murphy's always doing weird shit. I'm sure this will be weird, and, alright. Okay. And finally, 28 Years Later is releasing in next summer. She was in an episode of Sopranos before she was Lady Gaga, though, right? When she was just Stephanie, I forget her actual last name. Yeah, we're gonna get 28 Years Later finally in next summer. So that's cool. Great. We got one trailer here. I know Ben had a few video game trailers, but this is already going a little bit long. So let's just watch this one movie trailer for Handling the Undead in theaters May 31st. And then we'll get to the Dead Meat news. Neon, great. Speaking of. Is that Danish name? I'm not sure. What's that last name?
Fenomenet ser ut til å begrense seg til Oslo-regionen. Helt presis hva som har skjedd, det usikkert.
Mamma død. Så våknet hun igjen. Hva betyr det? Jeg vet ikke.
Zombie movie. Interesting. I guess he did say he's wanting to get back to the dead. So he's
out. Hun var på sykehuset. Nei, nå mister vi henne igjen. Vi har savnet deg.
Yeah. Oh, but they can cry. Crying zombies. Watch your fingies.
Jag älskar dig, vare sig du vill eller inte.
Why does this seem like the most dramatic zombie movie I've ever heard of?
Se, mamma. Er den ikke fin?
Du må ikke holde så hardt. Nå må du slippe.
Jag älskar dig, vare sig du vill eller inte. Pappa! Jag älskar dig, vare sig du vill eller inte.
Handling the Undead seems like a very fancy zombie movie. And let's see, their deceased loved ones come back to them. I don't know what the electrical stuff was going on with the beginning, with the lights flashing, that fan falling from the ceiling. But, oh, okay, so it looks like it's going to be 3 stories being told at the same time. We had a mom's reawakening after a car accident. An elderly woman gets the love of her life back the same day she's buried her. Okay, so that was the 2 older women who almost got her fingy snapped. Looks like they're a couple. Oh, you can watch your fingers. And then a grandfather rescues his grandchild from the gravesite to get his... Oh, so that's the little boy. Okay, so it's a mom, a little boy, and an older lady. And it seems very... Yeah. seems very elevated. I wonder, yeah, it doesn't seem like a movie with a lot of levity, but I'm curious how horrific it'll get, because it seems, yeah, more like sad than anything else. It seems like a sad movie where it's dealing with, like, I don't know, the kind of elevated thoughts of what makes a person a person. Can you capture who they are even if their body's reanimated? From the story comes from the author of Let the Right One In, which is also kind of like a sad, grounded take on vampires. Very good. And yeah, it looks like it could be a beautiful, someone said too smart of a movie for me. So perhaps. But I bet it'll be good. All right, let's do Dead Meat news, shall we? Oh, wait, and last thing, this week, the movie's coming out. Spin the Wheel comes out tomorrow, May 14th. Have we talked about this on these live streams at all? Spin the Wheel? Because this doesn't sound familiar. Michael McIntyre's, and it's coming out to streaming. Oh, wait, no. Michael McIntyre is, that's a game show. Never mind. What is this movie that comes out tomorrow? Spin the Wheel horror. Spin the Wheel supernatural thriller film. Group of people in a dive. Okay, so if you want something to watch, this comes out tomorrow. An edge of your seat, dark comedy, supernatural thriller about a group of strangers in a dive bar whose faith and resolve are tested past their breaking points as the world ends around them. Something about Russian roulette going on there. And there's a bunch of trailers here if you want to watch them, and an official music video, which I was about to click and check it out, and then I was like, wait, no, then it'll get probably fucking copyright claimed. Here's the cast. No one I'm familiar with, but yeah, it looks like a edge of your seat. That's right. And then this Friday, The Strangers Chapter 1 comes out. I interviewed director Renny Harlin, who also directed Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and Die Hard 2, amongst other things. And we'll have that interview out for you probably Thursday, if not before then. Just keep your eyes peeled on this channel, Dead Meat Presents, for that 30-minute long interview. I'm just reviewing it today and making sure that it's all good to go. So maybe it'll be out tomorrow, maybe it'll be out Thursday. Not sure, but either Tuesday or Thursday on Dead Meat Presents, you will see an interview with Renny Harlin, who directed all 3 of these upcoming Strangers films. If you're not familiar, they are doing The Strangers as a trilogy that they filmed all at once. First movie comes out this Friday. The next one, I don't think it has a release date, but it will probably be October-ish. And then the last one, probably early next year. So within a year, 3 Stranger movies are going to be coming out. They filmed them all at the same time, wrote them all at the same time. So it's one long continuous story that they're just going to have in 3 different films. So, exactly. It's like what Fear Street did. I talk about that with Renny Harlin in our interview, so you can check that out. And, yeah. And then that's it for coming out. Okay, so Dead Meat. Up next is Horror Survivor Season 5. Comes out on Wednesday. We filmed that yesterday. Filmed it for 3 hours. It'll probably cut down to 2.5, hopefully. But it's a long episode. Got a few returnees for this milestone season, Season 5. Couple of returnees. So you'll see if there's anything, any of the survivors that you hoped made it further. Maybe they will this time through. Chelsea's included a few twists in this. And we've got a very special guest to open up the show in video form. Just a nice little cameo. So that's really fun for any Survivor fans. If you're watching this season, which by the way, this season is the best fucking season of Survivor. Survivor 46, it's not Jeff. Survivor 46 is so fucking great, dude. I love it. I love it so much. This cast is so messy. They're such a hot mess. A guy literally cursed out God because he was going to get voted out. He blamed God. And this was after praying to God to have a second chance in the game and getting one. And he was like, thank you, God, for giving me this second chance. But then the next time he was about to get voted out, he was like, God damn it, God, why have you forsaken me? And that's just in the first few episodes. Then after that, it's just, the girl yelling about, yes, there's a woman who has a breakdown over Applebee's, and it's phenomenal. It is the best fucking TV ever, and this cast is just so messy, and unlike the past however many seasons, there's no kumbaya shit. When people get voted out, they're pissed about it. Right now, while the show is on, they're tweeting about it and getting like just fucking throwing shade at each other, because the last 5 seasons of Survivor has all been these people who are like, oh, you voted me out, good job, you blindsided me, and just it's very kumbaya, which is fine, as a life thing, but when you're watching a show, you kind of want to see some fucking tension, and boy, does this season give it to you, man. That Applebee's meltdown is, as it happened, we were like, we're watching history right now. We are watching a all-time Survivor moment. I was running around the room. I was grabbing Chelsea and just running around the room as it happened. Oh, this fucking season rules. This fucking season rules. So watch Survivor 46 if you can. It's so good. And there'll be a little treat for season 46 fans as part of Horror Survivor. And then on Friday, the next kill count, like I said, we'll have an interview with Rennie Harlan here on Dead Meat Presents sometime this week. And then on Friday, the kill count is Prom Night, the original 1980 film starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Leslie Nielsen as her dad. It's a great movie. It's an early slasher. It's got a little sprinkling of giallo in it, and I just love it. It's good stuff. It's very disco tinged, coming right at the end of the disco era, and I had a lot of fun with the episode. We're going to be covering Prom Night 1 and 2. That's it. There were 3 and 4 went direct to video. We're not covering those, and there was a remake that I'm also not covering for now. Just gonna do the first 2, just because I don't want to spend a whole month on Prom Night. I do, but I don't think anyone's gonna care about 3 and 4. But we have to cover Prom Night 2, because Hello, Mary Lou Prom Night 2 is an incredible movie. It has nothing to do with the first Prom Night. It wasn't even meant to be a sequel to Prom Night. It's one of those, but it's this weird, supernatural, fucking campy, horny shit. It's so good. It's so good. I love Prom Night 1 and 2. They're both great movies. Watch them. Check them out. And watch the kill counts. Hope you enjoyed the kill count for The Terminator. Came out on Friday. And our bonus episode yesterday for Mother's Day, Serial Mom, a film that I've wanted to cover for years. Since starting the channel, it's always been on the list. So I'm glad I finally got around to doing it in honor of Mother's Day. Shout out to my mom, Cynthia, and my mother-in-law, Claudia, for Happy Mother's Day. And, yeah. And then I think what do we got coming after? Okay. So after Prom Night 2 on May 31st, all I'll tell you is that it's a recount. It's our only recount planned for the year. It's the only one. So a single episode is getting a recount on May 31st. And then after that, on June 7th is Megan. So those are your episodes coming up. And we'll let you know more details as those approach. But I'm excited for all those. By the way, the Chauncey the Bear is here because I did do some interviews for Imaginary with director Jeff Wildlow. And that'll be out sometime after we'll get the Rennie one out first, since The Strangers is coming out this week. So let people know about that film, and then maybe have the Imaginary ones next week. So cool. Thank you. I've got to get to my workout. I don't think I'm forgetting anything else, but appreciate everyone coming over to this new channel. Really nice to see 130,000 subscribers on Dead Meat Presents. I always said I'd feel good when it reached 100K. It is past that. We're good to go. We're going to get another little silver plaque, which is cool. We'll get another plaque. That's great. And yeah, let's see how high it can go. 1 million would be great, but I don't think that's gonna happen. That's fine though. Let's go for 200K now. That'll be our next goal. I don't know what can get us there. Maybe some more like ranking video. I don't know, man. But just stay tuned for podcasts and interviews and all that stuff. Good stuff. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And I will, you missed Talk to Me with the new thumbnail format. I'm going backwards. I'm getting them done. We are going to be, that's the other thing, we are going to be updating all the kill count thumbnails to the new format. It'll take a while. They're not all made yet, but we're going back and we're replacing them just so it's all a uniform look on the channel so that when you go to videos on Dead Meat, it's just all looks very uniform and consistent, and I think that's just what we're going for. As far as the name of the big channel goes, I'm hesitant to change it. I know I said that it's going to be Dead Meat Kill Counts in order to give it a contrast with Dead Meat Presents. I'm scared to change it from Dead Meat because I just it's the name, and would have to like just update the logo and everything. So right now I'm just leaving it for Dead Meat. We might change it to Dead Meat Kill Counts. I'm not sure, but I saw some people ask like, why hasn't it been changed yet? I'm a little afraid to. So maybe we'll change it, maybe we won't. I don't know. So that decision has yet to be made, finalized. But cool. Okay, great. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Be good people.